Has the coal scam created a forest fire for the UPA? Has the Supreme Court censure left no place for the CBI, for the government, for the Law Minister and for the Prime Minister's office to hide? Let's introduce our panel this evening. With me in the studio is Shantaram Nayak. He's of course the Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament from the Congress Party and also heads the Parliamentary Panel on Law and Justice. Joining me from Hyderabad tonight, Dr. Karthikeyan, former CBI Director. Also joining me tonight, Ravi Shankar Prasad, Senior Leader of the BJP, also the Deputy Leader of the party in the Rajya Sabha. Joining me tonight, Harish Salve, well-known lawyer as well as the former Solicitor General of India. Also joining me tonight is Prashant Bhushan, well-known senior lawyer, politician with the Aam Aadmi Party and somebody who first raised the entire question of whether the coal report had actually been politically interfered with. Prashant Bhushan, let me start with you. What do you make of the Supreme Court comments today? And in response, how do you see Salman Khurshid's argument that observations are loud thinking between the judge and the bar? They should not be confused with a verdict.
Well, let's begin with Mr. Salman Khurshid's statement. You see, yesterday I heard the Congress people saying that why should when this came out that the Law Minister had called for the report, had examined the report, had in fact made changes in the report, then the response of the Congress spokespersons was that let's see what the Supreme Court says. Let's wait for the observations of the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
As if it's the duty of the Supreme Court to tell ministers when to own moral responsibility and resign, or when to own responsibility and resign for gross misdemeanors that they have committed. Then now that the Supreme Court's observations have come and they have asked all the relevant questions, they have said, how did the government or these functionaries, on what basis did they call for this report? Secondly, even if they called for the report, why was the report shown to these people, since the CBI is supposed to be investigating independently? Who all were there when this report was shown? What changes were made and at whose behest? We have this, completely ludicrous spectacle going on where one after another, officials of the Prime Minister's office, officials of the Coal Ministry, the Law Minister, the Attorney General, the Additional Solicitor General are all examining the CBI status report on an investigation involving senior functionaries of the government. They give all kinds of defenses. First they say that we were only making grammatical changes. Then they say that CBI is a department of the government. We are the lawyers of the CBI. Therefore, what is wrong in our seeing this report, etc. And when the Attorney General is caught lying twice, not just once but twice in court. First on that hearing of the 12th of March, when he was the first person to say that, well, he has not seen the report and nobody in the government has seen the report. And today again he has the temerity to make that statement that he has not even seen neither the draft report nor the final report. And we have this government defending, not just defending tooth and nail, not just the Attorney General but the Law Minister and everybody. What are we to make of it? It just shows that all this is being done at the behest of the very top, the political leadership and the Prime Minister. There is no other explanation for this kind of brazen display.
Well, let me just get Ravi Shankar Prasad in there and then Harish Salve. Ravi Shankar Prasad, last night when the story first broke on this channel of the letter written by Additional Solicitor General Harin Raval, you said that this confirmed that the entire establishment was compromised. Now you've heard Mr. Khurshid making the argument that hold on, wait to see what the verdict is. Prashant Bhushan making the argument that you can't keep shifting the goalpost in a sense. And the Attorney General does not appear in court. The Additional Solicitor General now resigns. Do you believe that there is a danger that this entire controversy will get localized around the law officers of the government?
Well, that is what I feel the strategy of the government is about, Barkha. But let me make 4 quick points as to what has happened to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court indicated a complete lack of trust as to the way the government and the CBI is treating the court. Number 2, and this is very important, they did not believe the status report. They said, say it on affidavit. who made what changes. Indicate that. That is very important. Thirdly, the CBI telling in the status report that the relevant files are not being given by the Coal Ministry in pursuit of our investigation. And about Attorney General, the same thing what Prashant has just stated. Now, these are not simple observations simpliciter. These are indictment, bold, eloquent. Namely, say it on affidavit so that it becomes a part of court's record. Everyone comes to know as to who has made what changes. And one important question, Barkha, what is the authority of the Law Minister to call this meeting? In this light, is it a simple case of observation which requires hearing, or the government is to wait for the final indictment in spite of the Attorney General having caught, I'm sorry to make that expression, saying something a blatant lie? Does the government have some inner corrective mechanisms or not? And all these suspicious circumstances only reinforces one thing. Because in Coalgate, the Prime Minister's role is under serious scrutiny. Therefore, this whole brazen out is being done.
Okay.
Last quick point, Barkha,
Yeah.
the fourth issue, if you just permit.
Yes.
This is very important for the debate. Today I found the director of CBI saying that I'm a part of the government.
Yeah.
If I can go in history, Barkha, you may recall 18 years ago, I was the PIL lawyer in the notorious Fodder scam in Bihar, in which Sushil Modi was present, Deputy CM was the petitioner among others.
Yeah.
And this whole issue, and Mr. Ranjit Sinha was the DIG in that investigation. It was a court monitoring investigation. He knows the meaning, import and reach of a court monitoring because they experienced that quite bitterly.
Yes.
I think in that light, now as a director, he has to be a little circumspect in making that a statement that when a matter is being investigated and monitored by the Supreme Court, I don't think it is right for him to make a comment that
Yes.
he is part of the government.
And since
Sorry,
then,
that is not right.
And since then, Mr. Prasad, he's issued a clarification that says that all he meant was he was part of a system. But in an interview to me that we'll be playing out in this program, he actually said that he does. When I asked him, do you regret having gone to meet the Law Minister? He said, no, I don't have any regrets. I've laid bare what I had to say before the Supreme Court. Harish Salve, who should stand up and take responsibility? You have Hareen Rawal resigning. You have rumblings asking for the Law Minister to go. But is there a danger here that the entire debate will get focused around the Attorney General with everybody else disassociating themselves and keeping themselves at arm's length?
The problem is deep-rooted and the problem has to be solved at various levels. Let's first, Barkha, get rid of one little point. Was this right or was this wrong?
Yeah.
Why did the government not tell the Supreme Court day one that of course we've corrected the draft report, sir. That's our job. They didn't, right? Because they knew that was not the right thing to do.